Hello, welcome to the weather updates, 10:30, 15th of July, and some sunshine today. It's hazy sunshine, some clouds around. It was kind of warm out there. Not a really nice deep blue sky today at all. It's kind of brutal actually. So we're just going to read this statement from the Weather Service here about the severe thunderstorm that hit yesterday. And I don't know why it's not showing on this, but we'll have to move it over like this. So it says, straight line wind damage in west central Suffolk County. A severe thunderstorm moved east-northeast across portions of west central Suffolk County on the evening of Thursday, July 14, 2022. The storm brought localized areas of significant tree damage from Lake Ronkonkoma east-northeast through the Selden and Coram areas. Doppler radar, observational analysis, photos, and video support the damage being consistent with straight-line winds from several microbursts. The most and that's what it seemed like in the videos I saw. It seemed more like a microburst. The most concentrated wind damage was in the area of the Sachem North High School and Smith Street, with numerous large tree branches and several large tree tops snapped off. This damage orientation and magnitude is consistent with straight-line wind damage estimates to range from 65 to 80 miles an hour. There was no evidence of rotation with the storm, and no tornado survey is planned. The National Weather Service, New York, would like to thank. So there you go. It's not a tornado. I had a feeling it wasn't. It was the localized nature of it had me a little suspicious, but that's the way microbursts can be. They can be very localized, and they actually put some stuff here to look at here on their Twitter about this storm here. They have some radar images here, right there. You can see. Yeah, pretty impressive, and I know exactly where Sachem North is. We're going to go look at it right now. You'll be able to see where it is. There was a lot of damage in this. They said it was concentrated right over in this area right here. So Smith Street, Sachem North, right here. And the S57 goes by down there. So they may not even be able to get through there. But this is the area that was hit damaged. And there was also pretty bad damage over here in this area as well. North part of the lake, especially. So very interesting, and we could look and actually get some pictures. Hopefully they would have some, excuse me, on the Ronkonkoma patch, or Sachem patch. Let's see, they have nothing on it, really. Nothing? Jeez. All right, well, I guess we'll have to go to News 12. Oh, here we go. Storm leaves damage. So let's see. Any pictures of the storm leaving damage? Or no, they don't have any of that. Let's see. They don't actually have pictures of the storm damage. That's pretty shameful. That is very shameful. Patch used to be very good for that kind of stuff. But you can see some of the damage here on News 12. They actually did a good job reporting on this. One thing they did right, but again, it's not a crime. So they just don't like covering crime. That's what it is. But you can see, and they'll have some. Here's some pictures of it right here. Look at that. That's pretty impressive there. That's the storm there. It's the cloud from the storm. I guess somebody took that from a drone. That's a rainbow. And there's some of the tree damage. It was very localized, but where it hit, it was intense. You could see a lot of these trees down here in these areas here. A lot of trees down. There's another one. This is right by the lake right there. A lot of trees came down in wires. You have wires down all over that road there that goes by Lake Ronkonkoma on the north side. So there you go. And there's some of the hail. So yeah, it gives you some of the idea of what happened there. And whoops. All right. Didn't like that at all. All right. So let's get to current observations out there right now. It was kind of a warm day out there today. At least Islip only hit 82, but I'll tell you, here in Mineola, it was quite a bit hotter than that. Right now, temperatures are in the low 70s, of course. In my alley, it's still in the upper 70s. Jersey Shore also, believe it or not, has a sea breeze. There was a sea breeze that came in the afternoon and dropped the temperatures down. They're 68 right now. We do have some humidity out there, moderate levels of humidity. I'll put the dew points in. You'll see dew points in the mid-60s. So let's go take a look at what the weather was like at Islip today. And our first part of the day, we did not have a sea breeze. It was kind of brutal. Yeah, we had that northeast. And you'd think that northeast wind would be a cool wind direction. And actually, at Islip, it didn't seem like it was that bad. But here in Mineola, it just seemed much more oppressive. We'll have to look at some of the observations. I think we also had bad air quality today, too, because the sky was quite hazy. I'll have to look at some air quality analysis as well. But you'll see that if you looked at the observations, you think, oh, it wasn't that bad today. But I don't know. It just seemed like during the middle of the day, it was pretty hot. Mid-80s in Jersey, mid-80s in the city. And you see the mid-80s here, 85 around Jericho. So that's probably what we wound up hitting in Mineola, probably. We'll look at a few more observations. But 82 pretty much for the rest of us. But for whatever reason, it just seemed like the air quality, until that sea breeze came in, it seemed like the air quality was pretty bad. One thing we can do is we can look at, go to earthnollschool.net, I guess. I also want to look at one to ground. But let's go to the earthnollschool.net, because this is going to actually show us our air quality here across the area, because there was a lot of haze in the air today. And, that can affect you for certain, and affects me quite a bit. So if we look at the air, we look at the particles here, and we go to the particles. It's not a whole lot of particulate matter in the air. There's some, but it doesn't seem all that bad. The Sahara dust is well to the south. That usually doesn't get us. But what we can do is we can look at gases. So we can look at, let's look at carbon monoxide. Well, yeah, there's quite a bit of that. Look at that, especially over New Jersey. This is carbon dioxide. Higher amounts are toward the green. You can see also more around New Jersey. This is sulfur dioxide. And this is nitrogen dioxide. So this is I just think the air quality was bad. There was a lot of haze in the air today. Unless maybe it was wildfire smoke. I do not know. I guess that's the next thing we could do and figure out where this haze was coming from, because it seemed like the air quality was pretty bad today. Nobody else was talking about it, but I certainly noticed it. All right, it got better toward the evening when the sea breeze came in. But let's go look at the vertically integrated smoke model here. Let's go to the current one. I guess this would be the current. We can't rewind it back. Isn't there a loop? I forgot how to use this. Exactly what I click on this. I don't know if this is... Yeah, this is it. Alright, so... vertically integrated smoke. Let's see what we got here. It's not showing much smoke. Out near surface smoke. I don't know. It just seemed like there was bad air quality today. That's just what it seemed like. The haze in the air. Maybe it's just from local pollution, probably. We could go to the MODIS satellite and look at that as well. So let me do that next. Because you do see some wildfire smoke up here in Canada. It looks like that may be partially it, but it just seemed like we had bad air quality today. We had a lot of clouds around too. I don't know. Maybe it was localized to Mineola. I don't know, but it just seemed like there was bad air quality. There were actually a couple of pop-up showers in Jersey, believe it or not, thunderstorms in the southern part of Jersey. But anyway, let's get to the models now. We'll talk about what we're going to be dealing with as we head into the middle of July here. So let's go to the North American view, and we'll show you the jet stream and how messed up it is. There we go. All right, this is the 18Z GFS, and you'll see very much of a jet stream here. It's a complete mess. There isn't much of a jet stream at all, in fact. And you can see just a general, there's almost no troughs at all, and almost barely a jet stream here. There's barely a jet stream here. Toward the end of the month, you'll see some troughs develop, but what this means is that we're not going to be getting any fresh air from the north, and that we're going to be dealing with temperatures being above normal, all right, and some ridging. So when we look at the upper air chart here, you'll see here's what it's going to look like toward the weekend. You can see some weak ridging, some weak troughs come through, but generally, and especially as we get toward the next weekend, we see stronger ridging going on. All right, so yeah, not something I like to see if you don't like the heat. And I certainly don't like the heat. I was not doing well. Yesterday was absolutely horrible. Today, slightly better. Certainly better toward the afternoon and the evenings on the South Shore, but in the middle of the island, especially here in the Mineola, it's just been dreadful. All right. Well, you're lucky people on the South Shore again. Just get everything. They even get the best weather. They get the best of everything. So let's go and look at yeah, actually, I didn't mean to do that. Let's go to the CONUS view, and we'll go ahead and look at our temperature anomaly chart. So you'll see temperatures be near normal today, near normal tomorrow, but then we start getting it near normal on Sunday, so it won't be that bad. But then you see a little cool air there, but then look what happens as we get in the next week. You start seeing those reds show up, and that means we're going to be above normal. Especially as we get into Thursday, we're going to have some really hot days next week, perhaps, with that ridging in place. And you can see we're above normal for a while. There's some little bits of below normal, but mostly lots of heat. Not extreme heat, but being above normal, it's going to suck. And again, when we go and we look at the surface, you'll see what's going on at the surface as we move this along. So as we head into the weekend, you'll see we're under control. We've got this weak stalled boundary offshore. Tomorrow we should be mostly dry, but then we start seeing some more rain chances increase as we get to Sunday, especially into Monday. You can see there's a front that tries to make it through, but it's weak, and it probably just stalls out. Then another front tries to make it through by Friday, but you can see what's here. You see this freaking ridge, the Atlantic ridge here. That's what brings us to misery, and that's what we're going to have to deal with. This damn Atlantic ridge blocking things up again. And again, when they don't have a jet stream, there's nothing to really move anything along and get rid of it. It kind of just sits there. You have a weak jet stream, so there's some movement, but it's really pitiful. So let's go to the HRRR model now, the 0Z HRRR, and we'll go ahead and we'll look at how your weekend is going to turn out, and we get into next week a little bit. So go for tomorrow here. You'll see it's actually showing some scattered activity tomorrow as well, because there's just enough moisture in there. It could be a scattered shower, thunderstorm. And then as we hit toward the evening, you start seeing some over New Jersey also as well. But I don't really. It's showing some, and you'll see some rain chances overnight as well. It's very, very scattered in nature. And if you look at the total amount of precip you would get from these, it wind up being not that much. And then we're kind of in a drought here. I mean, not a drought, but some parts of our area are to our north and our west. But we could use some rain over here. All right. Now, Sunday looks pretty dry as well. We're thinking Sunday was going to be a wet day. But this is the next major round of rain that we'd have to watch out for. It almost looks like a little bit of a derecho kind of look to it. Of course, this is well in advance. We cannot tell you I cannot tell you exactly what's going to happen with this, but it'll have to be watched. So it gives you an idea. Just judging by the radar, you can tell we're going to be dealing with some humidity. So let's get the dew points up here, and you'll see dew points will be in the 60s. So moderate levels of humidity, moderate to somewhat humid conditions. If you're upstate, you notice that's where the dry air is. So if you're upstate, you're going to be avoiding this humidity. But at the coast, we're going to be dealing with the humidity. All right. And then the humidity comes surging in as we get into Sunday. And then Sunday is going to feel more humid, I think. But then again, you start seeing that dry air just trying to kind of poke it in. There's a weak boundary that's just sitting over us. It's crazy. It's just sitting there. And that's the focal point for the showers and thunderstorms, in addition to sea breeze fronts that could develop. But again, I don't think we're going to be getting much of it. It's going to be humid this weekend. It's not, as far as anyone's looking for some dry air. If you want low dew points, head upstate into interior New England. That's where you'll get some low dew points, especially tomorrow, but less likely on Sunday. But still, it's showing better conditions up there than here as far as the dew points go. Let's now go and look at our temperatures. So as we get into tomorrow, you'll see it will be warm up there, upstate. You'll have highs in the mid-80s. But for us on Long Island, at least with that southerly flow, that onshore flow, it keeps temperatures down. And I think tomorrow will wind up being cooler. We'll have highs probably low 80s. Well, similar, I guess, at Islip, but I think it might be a little bit cooler in Mineola. Well, we'll have to see. I meant to look at Wonderground to see how hot it got in Mineola. But probably gotten in the mid-80s here. But we'll look at that at the end. I remind myself that. But I want to get through this first. So you'll see tomorrow. Won't be as hot, but it'll just be humid. There'll be a decent amount of clouds around, too, more than today. Sunday, Sunday winds up being a little warmer. I think we have mid-80s. So it looks like still, judging by this, it looks like there's more sun for Sunday. Clearly see that line there of strong thunderstorms there in western Pennsylvania showing up on this HRRR model. But if we want to go beyond that, then as far as temperatures and dew points go, then we've got to go to the GFS, which is what we will do. All right. So I'm going to put the dew points in here first in the GFS. So just let me get to the GFS first. All right. So pretty much GFS and the HRRR sort of agree. Though it does try to show some dry air trying to get in, but again, with that onshore flow, I don't see the dew. The models seem to have underdone the dew points, so I expect dew points to be higher than what they say. Sunday, I think you're going to feel a little more humidity, and then we're really dealing with that humidity on Monday. We have a very strong southwesterly flow on Monday. You can see south-southwesterly flow, which would mean possibly that Long Island gets more relief than Jersey. And you can see where, and then as we get into Tuesday, here's that killer west wind. This is what's going to kill us here. It's like what happens here Wednesday. Killer west winds here on Wednesday as well. Notice a front that passes off to the north, but it never makes it through. It glides right by the north. So if you're in Maine or upstate New York, I mean way upstate like Plattsburgh, you get relief, but not here. And then you see, look at what happens. It's very unusual. And then as you get to Thursday, strong southerly flow, tropical. And then Friday, it goes a little more westerly. You can see there's no real relief from these high dew points. None. You have to wait until maybe the end of the cycle to finally get some relief. So we're going to be dealing with dew points. We're going to deal with humidity for a while. And then the next is the heat. So looking at the GFS, once we get this is the GFS for Saturday. Has a lot more heat on this, actually. It has it hotter. 90 in Jersey and mid-80s, so similar to today. The same thing for Sunday. But as we get into Monday, you'll notice this cooling area. So this is an area of clouds and rain. All right. And Monday would be the next chance if we move this over to precipitation. You'll see it has some rain over here. All right. But again, it's out of the range of the short-range models. But Monday looks like a day that we could actually wind up making up. Maybe that's our chance of making up on some rainfall here, because we definitely need to be doing that. But once we get past Monday, here comes the heat. Tuesday, we're 90s. And even with the strong southwest wind, I think the South Shore will get some relief, but Mineola, Jersey, we're going to be dealing with 90 or better. And then look at this as we get toward Wednesday, well into the 90s. Well into the 90s with no sea breeze. Everybody's going to be suffering. And then look at this for Thursday. Jersey could see it near 100 degrees. Has Long Island a little cooler, but you can see next week is definitely going to be time for a heat wave. And it's funny, look at Friday. Here we go, another brutally hot day with temperatures in the mid-90s. And if you look at News 12, they have temperatures only in the upper 80s. We're seeing 90s. They always under forecast temperatures because they forecast for the South Shore, as you know. But next week is going to be brutal. And here we go. Any relief by the weekend? No. 90s. Look at this. Look at Saturday. Look at Sunday. July near 100 perhaps next Sunday. So this GFS is really scary. We're going to be getting a whole lot of heat, a whole lot of hell. Even though it doesn't look like a huge ridge on the map there, you can see this is the kind of heat we're going to be dealing with, and you see a little relief here. But yeah, here we go with dealing with the brutal summer weather has arrived. And this weekend's going to be the best of it, because once you get into next week, it's going to be horrible, horrible, horrible. I can only hope that the model is wrong and it backs down. But, we're going to be dealing with some horrible heat, and I'm not looking forward to it, because I don't really have a powerful enough air conditioner. So it's going to suck. I'll be on the South Shore a lot. That's for sure. But here we go. Here is the cloud cover. And you can see here Saturday, plenty of clouds tomorrow, but less clouds on Sunday. You can see that. This is the GFS, so it's low resolution. We'll work our way into the other models. Here's Monday, plenty of clouds on Monday. Tuesday, we have less clouds. And then Wednesday, you're going to be dealing with that hazy kind of conditions there. Here we are, Friday. So it's just going to be absolutely horrible, guys. Let's go. And, of course, I know some people like the heat. That's good for you. I don't. You can try living in Mineola. I'm sure the heat is great. If you're sitting pretty on the South Shore and avoiding most of it, that's just great. But for the rest of us, it is going to suck. So let's go to the RGM now and look at the skies. Obviously, you can see good deal clouds around tomorrow. High clouds, probably some lower clouds. Sunday You'll have clouds around. Forget about seeing any blue skies because I don't know when that's going to happen. Here's Monday. I mean, we're in a really crap pattern now. The hell pattern has arrived. I was dreading it. I was hoping it wouldn't happen this summer. But here it is. The jet stream has died, and we suffer. So, before I forget, let me go to the Wonderground, and we will go and we will look at how it was here in Mineola today. Because it really felt brutal. Let's see. What's up here? 85.8. That's pretty hot. That's pretty hot. Well, next week we're going to be at 95.8. So get ready for hell. That's all I can say. I'm not looking forward to it. I can only hope the model is wrong. But we can go to the Climate Prediction Center, and I'm sure it's going to back up what they say. So let's go. We'll end it there. Climate Prediction Center, 6 to 10 days. Has us above normal. It doesn't have us in the bright red. It doesn't have it as bad. So whatever the GFS is indicating, some really major heat, though. So they may be being a little too conservative at this. Anyway, what can I tell you? Summer hell has arrived, and it sucks. That's all I got to say. It sucks. Y'all forbid we could have one summer where we don't deal with this, where we don't deal with that freaking ridge sitting there for days and days and days on end. It's not normal not to have a jet stream, but the jet stream is an endangered species as we deal with this climate crisis ramping up, and it's going to get worse. It's going to keep getting worse, and it's going to keep getting worse. That's the real crisis, but apparently, again, people don't really want to pay attention to it. The good news, at least on this 8 to 14, it does have us above normal with that tropical air, so hopefully we can get some rain out of it at least. But anyway, as far as any good weather to go to the Pines, I don't see any, unless I want to go to the Pines in Flagstaff. That's it. Good night.